Hello. I just wanted to share a couple little insights after looking at some of the assignments from week one. Just provide just a little tiny bit of clarification just so that we're all singing off the same hymn, but it's just a brief presentation on data versus visualization. The agenda, we're going to talk about what is data. We're going to use a periodic table to do so. We're going to use the elements and the atomic weights to present the data, and we're going to use graphical properties, graphical elements, and the spatial substrates, and we're going to point them out in the visualization. So let's talk about data. Data is all around us, but what exactly is it? Data is a value assigned to a thing. Take, for example, golf balls. You too have data attached to you. You have a name. Most people have given and family names. You have a date of birth. You have weight. You have height. You have nationality. All these things are data. Now let's talk about visualization. What is visualization? Visualization refers to the graphical representation of the information and data. How are we going to represent it? How are we going to tell the story with it? By using visual elements like charts, graphs, timelines, and maps, data visualization is an accessible way to see and understand trends, outliers, and patterns in data. Otherwise, it's just boring numbers, bits, bytes, letters. So that we're making it visual so that we can tell a story with it. Now let's look at this periodic table. This, in essence, is a visualization. It's a visualization of data. Now let's look at the data in the visualization. Each square in the periodic table represents data. Now, as you can see from what the arrow is pointing to, neon, circled in orange, Ne is the element, the chemical element. Neon is the data. The square is the visualization. So neon is the data, square is what we're using to visualize the data. We're arranging the data by atomic number. And as you can see, under the circle, you'll see a 10 above the Ne for neon. That's the atomic number. That's the data property. And you can see in looking at the chart that it's organized 1 over here to 2. And it goes 3, 4, 5, 6. It goes in order. The data in this instance on this periodic chart are the elements, such as neon, and the properties, such as the atomic number. Okay, so when you look at how it's all laid out, the data, which is the elements and the atomic numbers, dictates how it's laid out. Now let's talk about the visualization itself, which is the periodic table. It has graphical properties. We talked about this in week one, which is characteristics, size, color, shape, orientation, and position. Now that's not of the data. That's of the visualizations of the data. That's the squares, the columns, the rows. Each row and column of each element results in groups of elements with similar characteristics. So as you can see, which is a graphical property, which we talked about. Now let's look at that. We have a row of purple, a column of purple. Now what does that mean that I've got that circled? The graphical property is that the whole column is alkaline earth metals. That's a graphical property representing characteristics of similar data. All of those elements in that column are alkaline. They share alkaline qualities and they have shiny and silver white metals. So the visualization are the purple squares. The layout, the column in purple, is what's indicating the characteristics, which is the graphical property of the what? Visualization. The graphical property is of the visualization and not the data. Graphical elements, which are points, lines, surface, and volume. The graphical elements in this visualization are points. Now, by definition, the points include the square. So it includes points. Now, the spatial substrate equals space, type, which is quantitative, ordinal, nominal. The spatial substrate in this visualization is two-dimensional, it's basically flat, and quantitative. It's quantitative because of the elements identified by numbers and by what? Atomic weights. So summary, here's a table for you. Data includes names, age, weight, date of birth, height. The visualization, on the other hand, it would be a timeline, bar chart, pie chart, heat map, and scatter plot. So I hope this clears things up for you. If you have any questions, please let me know.